So hello everyone, and here we are for our part 3 of our little trio to talk a little bit more about Essence, our beautiful retreat coming to you in September the 23rd and 24th, and even to bring in the power of the autumn equinox, which is actually on the Saturday the 23rd, and we really can't wait to see what explosion of energies that we're going to bring in, create, enliven from all the seeds that you've been sowing from over the last sort of 8 to 9 months prior to the retreat. So the equinox energy is going to be really ripe. It's going to be really powerful. This year is a potent, beautiful energy anyway that we know of. And so we are really calling in that energy over the days of the retreat, whether you come and join us just for the one day on the 23rd of September or both days for the straddling over the equinox on the 24th of September as well for the VIP energy. So welcome everybody, welcome ladies. So I just start with that beautiful energy of the equinox there.
And the beautiful thing is, if you are thinking of actually making it a weekend, we have the incredible chef that is joining us. That is a former chef of Soho House and makes the most delectable, incredible, scrumptious little nibbles, and actually a full meal for if you stay for the VIP evening and the next day. So just planting that little seed in your head that if you want to come and make a weekend out of this, that is completely possible. And then you get to spend as much time and get immersed in this. And we do some beautiful ceremonies, letting go of things, breath work, shamanic journeying. It's going to be scrumptious.
Yeah, it's going to be high power.
Gonna be gorgeous.
Lots of power.
So today we are going to be diving into part 3, which is all around the reconnection to our bodies, to ourselves, and listening to so much wisdom that we have within us that we quite often get very disconnected from. From a young age, we become disconnected from so many of our bodily wisdoms, but also in the day-to-day busyness of life, in the day-to-day achieving, doing, being, connecting outside of us, we then start to very much disconnect with who we are. And what happens is when we continue to be in that energy of disconnection, we see that manifest in physical imbalances. So that might be hormonal imbalances, adrenal nervous system imbalances, autoimmune imbalances. So what I want us to do today is just start to pause for a second and bring ourselves back into that connection. And for me, I think a real pivotal moment a number of years ago was this. I was out on a walk, and it was this kind of statement kind of came to me kind of out of nowhere. And it was around that my health and my hormones is a true reflection of my relationship with myself. And in that, I suddenly felt, gosh, there's not only that disconnection, but it's neglect. It's busyness, it's driving, it's quietening, it's ignoring, it's pushing down so much of what my body had been trying to tell me for 20, 25 years of kind of continuing to achieve and strive and be in that space of serving, but at no point serving and actually reflecting on myself. And there was this huge dichotomy between serving others and ensuring everyone else was okay, whether that was at home, family, friends, or clients, work, career, when I was in that corporate environment, serving and achieving, and this external validation of who I am and where I'm going. And at no point was I then actually connecting to myself. Am I okay? What is my relationship with myself? Where is the self-love for myself? Where is the patience for myself? Where is the respect for myself? And I think when we just start to tune into that and actually reflect on actually what is our body trying to tell us? Because every day it's constantly giving us little whispers Some days it may be shouts, but often it starts as whispers. And often the whispers slowly become a little bit louder. And as we move through our 20s, 30s, into our 40s and 50s, the shouts change. And the shouts do become louder, because as we continue to move through life disconnected, we lose resilience. Hormonal imbalances, where one part of your body and our hormones, they have our back 100%, because if one of them starts to struggle, another one will come in and give it a hand. And it's often doing all this without us being aware, without us being conscious. But what ends up happening is we move through life working extremely hard every day against ourselves. Because in this disconnection,
it's true.
we become like the salmon swimming up the stream, right? But we're constantly swimming up the stream. It's not like the salmon who's got an end goal and is going to, you know, reproduce up the top of the stream. That's right, isn't it? That's what salmons do.
Yep. Yep. Apparently.
We're constantly doing that on a daily basis, working against ourselves. Our body's asking us to slow down. Our body's saying, you've got extreme period pain or exhaustion, fatigue, you've got low mood, you've got anxiety, you've all of these things, autoimmunity. Every day, our bodies, even if it's just on a daily basis of an afternoon slump, every day at 3 o'clock, you're having an afternoon slump, or every day you wake up and you're feeling really fatigued and you're wading through mud until you get your coffee. That's our body whispering to us. You know, they're probably some of the whispers. There are some significant shouts that can start poking in. But every day we're ending up swimming upstream. And it makes life so much more difficult when we have that disconnection. We don't want to be the salmon that is eternally swimming upstream, but actually never getting to the beautiful place where we can relax and bring our fruits into the world like the salmon does, because we're constantly trying to get somewhere, working against what we have here. And when we bring ourselves back into connection, when we start to pause and we start to listen to what our body is saying, it becomes so much more effortless, so much more effortless. And we can just tune into what our hormones are telling us to work with them, with some of those hormonal superpowers that we have, and what our energy is telling us, so we can work with our energy. We can start to structure our days and our months and our weeks and our years around our own natural ebbs and flows and energy movements. And then it becomes so much more powerful. So what I want to do today is just take us through a little visualization to bring us back in, to pause us for a moment. But before I do that, one thing I would really love to just say for any of you who are listening who are mothers, because this disconnection starts when we're going through puberty. This disconnection really is to do with the conversations that we have and the narrative that we have around our hormones, our menstrual cycle, our periods. And yet when we're teenagers, it can be clunky. You know, our communication channels between our brain and our ovaries, they're still finding their groove. So it will be clunky. But it's at this point we should be having that communication and with our daughters, with our nieces, with our friends, around trusting what our body is telling us. If it is clunky, just be with that, lean into that, and allow them to express how they feel. If they feel low mood or anxiety, all of these things are very valid and very valid feelings within the body. But what ends up happening is, firstly, there's a very negative societal narrative around periods and around the menstrual cycle. And it can often, for a lot of young people, feel like yucky or disgusting or somewhat shameful. But we need to be empowering the next generation to start having these conversations, to trusting their body, around journaling what they're feeling within their body, and then allowing themselves to express that, to talk about that, even if it's just expressing it within their own space, in their journal, whether that's drawing, collaging, writing. I think this is such an important piece. And obviously it's a huge amount of what I do with women and what we'll be doing on the retreat as well. You know, we can get creative, we can get playful when it comes to our bodies and our hormones and connecting with ourselves. But it starts at that age. And yes, there's so much we can do, and we're going to be doing on retreat to help bring us back into that connection when we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, no matter where you are on that journey. But if we can start setting those seeds earlier, we can stop so many of our young women having to swim eternally upstream. So let's go into a lovely visualization just now to bring us back into connection of what we're feeling in our body, and just to start noticing. And this is the opportunity to pause, because we definitely don't pause enough, to start listening and then start connecting. And a lovely kind of activity or self-love activity you can do on a daily basis is do this session. And you can do kind of like, it's only going to be short, so I want it to be manageable, to do this short session. But before you do it, look in the mirror and say to yourself, I see you and I see me. So you see yourself, but then you connect that back to yourself. I see me. And then you can just you can just stand there as well in front of the mirror and go into this just as a little pause. And it actually works really well at different times during the day. So it's a gorgeous thing to do first thing in the morning, then maybe reconnect at midday, and then at the end of the day. And you can start to tune into different things, what's going on in your body. So let's just take a moment. So I want you to really make sure you're comfortable and in a safe place. If you're listening and watching whilst driving, well, hopefully you're not watching whilst driving, but if you're listening, just perhaps don't close your eyes, but tune on in. So close your eyes and then just place your hands on your thighs. You can hold them together, just so that you can feel the physical you here in this space. And just to take us out of the busyness of today, I want us to take in 3 big deep breaths and slow breaths out. So just breathe in and then slowly breathe out to the count of 4. And this time, when you breathe in, I want you to imagine the air coming in, filling your lungs, filling your belly. And then when you breathe out, feel its warmth. Just be here in those sensations. And then the last time, when you breathe in, allow the breath to capture all of the busyness of today. And then just breathe and release that out. Okay, and then just go back to a steady state breath. Just being here in the moment. I just want you to notice the stillness of being here. There may be thoughts going through your head, but there's suddenly a stillness. And in this stillness, I just want you to notice the body. Initially, to see, where does your mind take you to within your body? Is there a tightness? Is there an area that's sore? Is there an area that's uncomfortable? Did your mind take you somewhere where you weren't expecting it to? And as you feel into that place, perhaps it's not a sensation, but more of a knowing. That area needs some attention. Just take this moment. You can scan, starting at your head, just slowly moving through your body in a wave through behind your eyes, behind your nose, through your mouth, over your shoulders, down through your chest, down your arms, into your stomach, and your kidneys, your liver, your digestive system, your womb. Allow it just to stay there for a moment, in your womb, around your ovaries. Seeing what you can feel, release. Then move to your hips. Slowly down your legs to your knees and to your feet, where you ground back into the earth. And then just take note of the areas that either you intuitively feel need some attention, need some release, need some love, need some energy. You can feel the knots or the tightness. And now what I want you to do is take in a big deep breath, fill your lungs and your belly, and we're breathing in energy that's circling around us, energy that will light us up and release this stuck energy within. It might have a color, it might have a vibration. As you breathe it in, just allow it to fill your lungs, but start to notice its color, its vibration, its rhythm, its movement. Start to see that breath and that energy moving in your body. Allow it and help guide it to the space within you that needs some attention, that needs some love, that needs to be recognized, that needs to be seen. And allow this energy to go to that area. Allow it to caress, to touch, to tickle, to move, to wiggle, to cuddle that space. And allow that space to know, I can see you. I can see me. And I know how to serve you, to show you love. I'm sending you this love, this energy, and you have my focus. Allow the energy to circle and caress that space. And then as you breathe out in these next few breaths, take some of the tightness, take some of the imbalance, and breathe it out of this space. Some of the energy will stay caressing and loving, and remove the imbalance through the out breath. And as we sit here, as the energy and the healing light that's coming in, its vibrations are doing its work, just take a moment and reflect. How can you support yourself, bring yourself back into connection? Are there areas? Are there whispers that require your attention? What are these whispers telling you? How can you take yourself out of the stream to address some of these whispers? Just allow yourself to reflect on that as we allow the breath and the energy to release the tension in that one area. How can you bring yourself back into connection and give yourself what you desire and what you need to start to thrive, to breathe, to have space, to have clarity, to swim with the stream rather than against it? In a moment, we'll come back into the room. And as you flutter your eyes open, I just want you to take a piece of paper and a pen and just take a moment to write down some of the thoughts, some of the feelings that came up for you. You can capture them as we've been in this space, this creative space of self-connection. And then from those, there may be a micro action that comes out. It could be a tiny thing that you do for yourself today. So just take a couple more breaths, your own pace. And then when you're ready, come back in to the room. Lovely.
That was really beautiful. Thank you.
That was gorgeous. I was like, ouch.
It's lovely to do laying down as well, because from a nervous system perspective, especially if you're doing it sort of in the middle of the day, and it doesn't have to be as long as that, it can be just much shorter, where you perhaps place your hand on your chest and then allow yourself just to feel into where you're feeling either tightness or your intuition takes you to a space, and you allow just to give your attention to that space. And being horizontal whilst doing that puts you in a natural state of safety. You know, it actually reassures the nervous system that you are safe because you're horizontal versus upright and then potentially an alert position. And that's really helpful for those ladies who are go, you know, going from one meeting to a next, and you're feeling like you're constantly on a little bit of a wheel, constantly swimming upstream, and just being horizontal allows that nervous system just to reset for a moment.
Really beautiful. I just really love that analogy with the salmon swimming up the river as well, and just being more in flow, and being, you know, just to really reconnect with those parts. And it's like, even when you're in moments of you're in moments of awareness, when you think you're kind of like, and then there's always just like, when you give yourself that time just to come back within and just allow yourself that moment, you can just feel where there is that whisper, as you say. It's like we can ignore it quite easily, but so that was really beautiful. So thank you for that. I'm just gonna, that word flow just coming, like, go more with flow in my day to day. That was what came to me right at the end. So that was really lovely. And this is just a little taste of what you're going to be getting on like a 1 day or a 2 day retreat if you join us for the VIP. So it's going to be powerful. If you found that powerful, I certainly did. A whole day immersed in this energy with Juliette, Juliette looking at the emotional side of things, and me looking at the soul side of things, and Liz doing more of her magic. You know, we're going to look at all parts of ourselves and how we can really bring it back into connection from those different aspects and what we need. So it's going to be
an important part is then also, you know, we'll obviously have time to get a little bit hands-on in the fact that we can start uncovering what some of the whispers mean. So we can talk about the whispers and notice them, but I think sometimes it can, but why do I experience this? Why do I have this particular, actually then starting to uncover and explore why and what we can do about the whispers to help our body, you know, give it what it needs.
And that's it, right? I think experience is really what you'll be getting. It's not a talk to you. We're actually going to go through experiences, so you can feel in your body, in your soul, in your emotions. You can really start getting to be a whole person again, right? The whole holistic everything, your soul, your body, your emotions, your sensuality, bringing that all back online again. So it's not just talking at someone, because that's not how you embody stuff. We're really all about embodying it, getting that really anchored into your body, so that you then come from this new anchor, this new pipeline, and this is your new baseline. That is who you are.
And we're really going to be feeling into that, and you'll bring your shamanic drums, and we're also going to do some cacao ceremony. So it's going to be a really highly beautiful drums sitting there in that background. I love that. a really highly experiential experience over this time. And when we ran the retreat last year, it was just so powerful, and that rippled out into people's lives for days, weeks and months to come, and big changes happened for people that came. So it's not just about coming for the weekend or a day, it's actually what's gonna materialize, what magic you're going to create, what you're going to expand into beyond that, as we really do harvest those seeds on the eve of the autumn equinox. And we harvest those seeds, we make sure that we are really bringing the things that we've been germinating and watering and tending to life. It's going to happen for you. This couldn't be a more potent weekend to be doing this work. So yeah, we can't wait. All the information is in the info in the post. Drop any one of us a DM. We'd love to chat with you, and we'd love to invite you to come and share this very special, powerful space with us all that weekend.
Yes, fabulous.
See you next time. Thanks, ladies. Bye.
Bye.